Second, so in this verse, taking in consideration with yesterday's verse, in yesterday's verse we understood that this nature is the material, is the cause of all material causes and effects, and the jiva, the soul in fact is the cause of all sort of material engagements, all sort of material bondages. That with respect to that, if in Ramayana, if you hear, it is said that जेहि के जेहि पर सत्य सनेहु सो तेहि मिलहि ना कछु संदेहु, कि the the thing with which you are attracted to, the thing with which we are attached to, we will get that, there's no doubt. And I think the same Krishna tells that yam yam vapi smrana bhavam tejtante kalevaram tame vaiti konte sada tad bhav bhavitah. The last second of our life, the last moment of our life, wherever we are attached to, whether it's politics, whether it's socialization, whether it's feminism, whether anything, we will get the next birth in that sector, in that area. There's no doubt on that. So, likewise, with our past millions of lives, with the impressions that we have from millions of past lives, we took this birth. And today, whatever impressions, whatever actions, or whatever we are having in our life, the result today is the result of out all of those impressions that has caused, that came in our life, that we took, that we carried in our life, all in the past lives. And similarly, we will have the future life as well. That's why in this verse it is said that the living entity just follows the life, whatever he gets. If you get whatever the body, accordingly you behave. You don't have a choice. You cannot say, no, no, I have become a herbivorous, I want to eat flesh. It cannot be. If you are in a if you have taken birth in a herbivorous category, you have to eat grass. There's no there's nothing much that we can do. And accordingly, as Prabhupada writes beautifully in his purport, he says, like this, every soul sometimes becomes a dog, becomes a human being, a demigod, a aquatic animal, a carnivorous animal, a herbivorous animal, a omnivorous animal, and in this way he continues its journey until and unless he catches that anchor, and that anchor's name is Krishna consciousness. Until and unless we come to this point, we keep on flowing, just the sand particles keep on flowing in a vast ocean. We keep on flowing from one corner to the other corner. That's why in Srimad Bhagavatam there is a beautiful quotation, and I would say a very bold quotation has been made by Shukdev Maharaj. He says that how is a soul? It's very when we read it, feel, and when we think of that, it's not about reading; it's about studying Srimad Bhagavatam. When we read it, we feel very embarrassed. That is it really what is happening with me? Is it really that that so many past lives have gone, and so many future lives may come if I don't act accordingly? So Shukdev Maharaj says, "Trut parito yatha dinaha sarmeyo griham griham." So here the word sarmeyo means dog. As dog, out of hunger, shuk parito yatha dinaha sarmeyo griham griham. Out of hunger, what does a dog do? He wanders from one house to another house. Charan vindati yad drishtam dandam odanam evava. So when he wanders from house to house, what he gets? Yad drishtam. There's a word yad drishtam that means according to his, uh, you know, um, deserving. If whatever the way he deserves, he gets that. Charan vindati yad drishtam dandam odanam evava. Dandam means he gets stick, or odanam he gets even good. He gets food also. Likewise, so now Goswami Sukdev is coming on our track. Tatha kam ashayo jivaha uch avach patha brahmanaha. Likewise, with the desires, kam ashayo, with the desire of, there are so many millions of activities that we want to do, the desires that we have. Tatha kam ashayo jivaha uch avach. Uch means upper planets, avach means lower planets. Pataha brahmanaha. And we kept on walking on the path like this. Upari adha va madhye va yati drishtam priyam apriyam. In this way, the jiva continued walking on the upper planets. So, that's why Prabhupada says demigods in the higher planets. Madhye means this earth, this bhulak, as we got a human body or a whichever body, animal body, whatever body on this earth planet. Or upari adha. Adha means adho gachanti tamsa, on the lower planets. And in this way, sometimes we get priyam or priyam. Sometimes we get good things, sometimes we get bad things. So in this way, our journey continues. The journey of the soul continues and continues and continues. It never comes to an end. That's why Prabhupada says it would come to an end when, until and unless a soul comes on the platform of all, leaving everything behind. Traigunya Vishya Veda Nestre Gunyo Bhavarjun. Until we come above the three modes of nature, these all the three modes of nature that we have, until we leave aside and we come on the platform of Krishna consciousness, we will not be able to cross this ocean of birth and death. You will get, as Prabhupada says, we might become Indra, we might become Vayu Dev, or whatever Dev we want to become. Kuber also will become, will have millions of dollars in our pocket. Everything we can become. But we cannot get rid of this birth and death. That's why. And so Bhagavatam says, how can we do it? Sukhdev Maharaj writes, Kechit Kaivalya Bhaktya Vasudev Parayanaha Agudhunvanti Katsanyenaha Niraharam Eva Bhaskaraha. That Kechit Kaivalya Bhakti, until and unless we have that only complete 100% surrenderness to Krishna's feet, to Krishna's lotus feet, will not be able to deliver, will not be able to get delivered, because even Krishna says that he is the only one who can deliver. All others can give you fruits and apples and mangoes, nothing to worry. But the only person who can deliver us from this PDOD, as Vrinda Mataji says, from the circle of this BDOD is only Krishna. That's why in Bhagavatam it is written that however austerity you do, however you do whatever, but it's very difficult. That's why Shukdev Maharaj writes that tapsa brahmacharyena shamena cha damena cha niyamen satya sauchabhyam niyamen yamen niyamena va देहवाग बुद्धिजम धीरा धर्मज्ञ श्रद्धान्वितः क्षिपन्ति अघम महदपि वेणु गुल्म इवानलः. That we might have lot of power like Hiranyakashipu to do lot of austerity, hundreds of years, thousands of years. Nirjala Ekadashi, we can do all things we can do. But at the end of everything, if we don't have that surrenderness towards Krishna, that unalloyed devotion towards Krishna, everything is just a waste. Shram evahi kevalam. Nothing will happen. Yes, for that particular duration, you might overcome. But as it is written, Shipanti agham mahadapi venu gulm ivanalaha. So all these bad habits will get crushed in front of your life, in that life, until and unless you don't get an opportunity to enjoy those. But again, once we get an opportunity, again we would start enjoying, because the impressions are not burned by our austerity. Impressions are only burned down with Kaivalya Bhaktya. So that's why in this verse, if we see, Krishna is telling that until unless with carrying all these impressions, the material, the living entity keeps on following the various ways of life, enjoying, because we don't know that what we are doing. That's why it is said, Sukham hit. It is said that if Asha hi paramam dukkham, nairashram hi paramam sukham. Until and unless we want to enjoy that in sitting in the lap of three modes of nature, we will always have difficulty in our life. That's why we have to get rid of this association of this material nature. And it is only possible if we get hold of Krishna in our life. So in next verse, Krishna tells, उपद्रष्टानुमंता च भर्ता भोक्ता महेश्वरः परमात्मेति च अपयुक्तो देहे अस्मिन् पुरुषः परः. Yet in this body there is another, a transcendental enjoyer, who is the Lord, the supreme proprietor, who exists as the overseer and permitter, and who is known as the super soul. So this knowledge, if we have, then actually we don't have this knowledge. We know, we believe, we have learned, we have studied, we read, we do everything, but we never realize. Because once, if we realize that someone is within us, looking to us with his, camera on every time, 24/7 camera on, he's looking to us, we will never dare to do wrong things. We'll never dare to go on a wrong path. But does it happen to us? In fact, it doesn't only talk about material or tangible activities. It talks about intangible as well. Because whatever you are thinking, whatever we are thinking without doing also, that is also getting noticed. So do we really feel that, okay, no, someone is sitting, someone is watching us, we should not do this, we should not do that. So that's why Bhagavatam says that how Krishna resides in every nook and corner of the universe, every particle, whether it's neutron, proton, or whatever it is, Krishna resides. That's why Bhagavatam says, Yatha hi avahitaha vahani darushu ekaha swa yonishu naneva bhati vishwatma bhuteshu cha tatha pumanaha. As fire resides inside the wood, like Mr. India, you cannot see. But you can see only if you crush it. Then only the fire comes out. In that way, Krishna resides in the form of Paramatma in every tiny particle, in every iota of this universe. But it remains invisible. It comes into existence when we want to realize. Then Krishna gives us that power with which we can come to know Krishna. Because Krishna stays as the verse says, as an overseer, a permitter, a supreme enjoyer, the super soul. But we never come into in that level of realization. That's why, see, the great mercy, as just now Preeti Mataji was telling, that we are in the custody of Krishna and under the blessings of Krishna. That, see how Krishna is so beautiful and so merciful that even in the body of a hog, a stool eating hog, he stays inside him as well. That's the beauty of Krishna. That he loves us. That's why he said, Suhirdam Sarvabhutanam. That Krishna is the best friend of our. But we never believe. We don't think. We never get into that level of realization. But because we have not done that level of austerity in our life, we just, okay, things are happening, okay, everything is good, fine, hello, hi, Hare Krishna, everything is there. But that level of experience, that level of impact on our life of all the spiritual things that are going on doesn't come into effect. That's why that essence is not there in our life. That's why Adi Shankaracharya Maharaj tells beautifully, he says, क्रीड़ा अवस्था क्रीड़ा सक्तः, तरुण अवस्था तरुणी सक्तः, वृद्धा अवस्था चिंता मग्नः, ब्राह्मणे कोऽपि नासक्तः. That in childhood we are always get attracted to usually means useless things, playing here and there without knowing what is this and what is that. But we keep on playing. Whatever you give, we keep on playing. And when we become young, tarun avastha, then we get attracted towards beautiful women, beautiful girl, beautiful boy, handsome boy. We get attracted towards each other. And in the old age, vriddhavastha chinta magna. All sorts of, when everything is going to happen, what Modi is doing, what this is doing, what why Kaveri and Krishna rivers are fighting, and this and that. We keep on thinking about the social life. That's why Adi Shankaracharya Maharaj feels sad. Brahmane ko apina saktaha. But no one thinks about the super soul. No one thinks about Krishna. That's why until and unless we think of Krishna, this journey will keep on continuing. And if we want to know Krishna, Krishna will give us that power. As Krishna gave power to Arjuna to see his beautiful universal form, in that way, Krishna will also bless us. But the only thing is, we need to desire, we need to want. That's why we say that, oh, yeah, yeah, we are doing everything. But are we really ready? If if it is asked that today, are you ready to go back to Vaikunt Lok, leaving all your parents, children, wife, husband, your job, your American earning dollar jobs, all those things, are we really ready? Then we will again stumble. We'll think, okay, no, yes, maybe we'll again stumble. So our firm determination is not there. That's why Krishna, it doesn't come in our life. That doesn't happen in our life. And there are n number of people where it happens. That's why until unless we get attached to Krishna, as I said, right, the things which you get attached to, you would get that. So if we are getting attached to these material modes of nature, the three modes of nature, this society, this world, this universe, a lot of thinking, a lot of beliefs, a lot of faiths in this material world, will be here. And if we want to go to Krishna, we have to leave all these. And that is the reason why Krishna is in our heart every second, every fraction of second he is there, because he loves us so much that he wants to take us back. But in millions of lives, he has been with us, he is with us, and he will be with us. But the only fact is that we have to understand that we have to recognize him, and with his recognition, and we have to go with him. But instead of that, we ignore his decisions. And that's why we are known as marginal potency, because we ignore, because we have got that freedom. We don't accept his decisions, and we think that, okay, no, not this time, again, next time, no worries. So in this way, we keep on neglecting. We have that procrastination effect, procrastinating attitude in our life, that we keep on hankering, we keep on thinking, okay, next, 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 next. That is why Krishna in the next verse, he says, and it's very self-explanatory, that whoever, it is said that one who understands this philosophy of material, nature, soul, and the super soul. Philosophy concerning this material nature, the living entity, and the interaction of modes of nature is sure to attain liberation. He will not take birth here again, regardless of his present situation. So, for example, just for a moment, just think that we did not cover the words 22 and 23rd. Okay, just think that we just came here and we read 24th, that where Krishna is saying that a person who understands that he is a soul and there is a super soul and this material world, understands this much, understands, he becomes eligible to go. He will not take birth again. Krishna is saying, right? For example, leave about everything, and this verse, we just read about this verse, and this verse is being said by Krishna. We come to know, we get to know. And just by reading this verse, do we get that faith in our heart? Yes, Krishna has told us that if we get beyond this material world, beyond this material nature, leaving all aside, we will go back to Krishna. Does that feeling comes in our in us? That's the question that we should ask oneself. If yes, obviously, then we should start preparing to leave behind all these material worlds slowly and steadily, and that day would not be far that Krishna will take us behind. Just the matter is of time. Once we leave this body, we are gone. But are we ready? The question is, are we ready? Because if we are ready, we have to do our homework, and the homework has been told in this work, in this verse. So if we are 100% done, no doubt in that, and with that 100% faith, belief on Krishna, that yes, Krishna, if Krishna has told this, he will do it. And for that, I have to get ready. Because if I want to go on a yatra, I cannot go on a yatra without my baggage, right? I have to pack it. It cannot be that, okay, Reptinandan Prabhu comes today in the morning and I start packing because a train is on at its time. It will leave. It will not wait for us. So in that way, if our luggage is not packed, we are not. It's like we should be packed with everything. We are done. We don't need anything. We are ready to go. Then only we will be able to go at the time when it comes at the last moment of our life. So, and because we don't know when that last moment would come, everyone thinks, okay, no, 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 not today, tomorrow, right? As we say, right, that if you sneeze today, then for next 24 hours you're not going to die. But the kala never works like that. It can come at any moment of time. So at any moment of time, are we ready to go? That's the question. And if we are ready, if we believe Krishna, then there's we are done with this life. So with that faith, we have to worship Krishna, and we have to understand this entire knowledge, that who is a soul, what is a super soul, what are we doing here, what is this material nature, and what did we why did we come here, what are we doing, and what should we be doing. With all these questions, if we have 100% answers, I think our life is done, and this would be our last life, and we can get rid of this human birth and death and everything. But again, the same question: are we ready? Okay. So with this, I conclude this question, this session. If any Mataji or Prabhuji has any questions, we can.